Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So I have December 23, yep, you heard that, Glimmer of the Month from Spellbinders. I've already hot foiled all the, with the hot foil that was included in the kit. I've done a double hot foiling of that. And I'm also going to use the November 23 All You Need sentiments for the sentiment. So I just grabbed 3 of them and I thought they kind of worked quite well together. So I'm going to do that, add those sentiments. So I've got a card base there ready to go. And then I have my oxide inks. I thought Seedless Preserves and Victorian Velvet would be a nice combination, nice soft kind of color combination. And we're just going to ink over the top of this. Don't panic about the foil. We will be able to get the foil nice and shiny again afterwards, because we will just rub off the excess ink that is sitting on top of the foil and it'll just bring it back to life. So you saw there that I said to hold on 1 minute. I nearly forgot to use my trick that I showed in a previous video, and I've got my Tim Holtz platform and the Altenew sticky grid. So I've popped that in there and that's so much easier. I don't have to hold on to the paper, so my fingers don't hurt. So I've taken the Victorian Velvet to start with, and this is the paler of the 2 pinks. And I'm just going around the edge and then a little bit in the middle, just so it's got like a pale kind of look going on. And then I'm going to switch out to Seedless Preserves and do the same thing. I'm just using an ink blending brush. Any blending brush will do. These happen to be makeup brushes, but I actually really like them. I've tried a few different makeup brushes and some of them are really naff. But you know, to try and find a cheaper alternative doesn't always work, just FYI, but those ones are actually really good and I really love them. So yeah, I ended up using the wrong brush, but anyway, that's what I'm showing you there. So what I did was added the Seedless Preserves, and then I've taken another brush and gone around it to sort of blend the 2 colors together. And I think that's pretty much all I'm going to do. No, it's not. I'm going to bring some more Victorian Velvet in and sort of close the center a little more, so it's not, there's no white on that, just to help with that sort of blending, making the whole panel a nice, it's kind of like a circular ombre-ish kind of thing. Maybe that's the title of the video, I'm not sure yet. But once I've done my inking, then I'm just going to lift this off the sticky grid. No, I'm not. I'm going to first take a paper towel and very gently I'm rubbing over the top of that whole panel, and I will show you the ink that is sitting on top of the foil is then lifted off onto the paper towel. So now you can see already there's still all that beautiful shine. So I love this. I love it. I love doing this. So I'll get that out the way now, and we can start to just put the card together. I mean, it's this easy really. I think I do go in with a bit of splash because everybody likes a bit of splatter. And I do like water splotches, especially with something like oxide. Oxide ink creates this amazing effect when you spritz or flick with some water onto it. So I've got a distress sprayer and hopefully it's behaving itself today because it doesn't always. And I just literally sprayed a bit of water on there, and then I will mop it up with a towel, and again a paper towel. And what this does is it creates more texture, but again it's in the background, so it's not sitting on the foil, it's like it's behind it. So it also then gives that illusion to someone who gets this card. They'll be like, how'd they do that? Yeah, because we're just clever. We have videos like this that teach you how to do this stuff. Anyway, so now that I've done that, I've just put it off to the side just to sort of let it dry a little bit. And I'm going to grab some of these thin foam adhesive strips that I found off Amazon. And I'm just going to line up each sentiment with a piece of it at the back so that it can give it some dimension. I thought this would be kind of fun to do, especially that there's quite a lot going on in the background with all the shininess. And I also decided to leave my sentiments as white strips, because when you'll see when I go to put the panel on the card front, it fits one way but it's a little shorter the other way, so it leaves like almost like a side border of white, so it just ties it in and makes it look like it was purposeful, which of course it was. So so I thought the sentiments being just left plain white was perfect. So getting these little strips on, and these are really handy. You can use them for lots of things, but I like the width of them because they are so thin, and you could use them for probably a lot of frames, that kind of thing, or thin strips like this. So once I had those ready to go, I'm going to grab my I'm going to put it on the back on the card front first. Right, so I'm using some Nouveau, I think this is the Deluxe adhesive, I think that's what it's called, and I'm using that to adhere to the front of my card base. And so you can see now that there's a border top and bottom, well, for me would be top and bottom of the card, and so it ties in where the white strips of sentiments come into it, so just makes it look nice. So now that I have that done, now I'm going to get my T-square ruler out and use this just to somewhat line up where the center is. So I can get the first one on, and then I think I pretty much eyeball the rest just to try and get them sort of straight. Yeah, me and straight. For those of you who have been here a while, you know that I don't do straight lines. But it gave me an idea of where I wanted that first one to go, sort of the center-ish. And the rest of it I'm just going to eyeball. So I knew which order the sentiments themselves had to be in. So I am going to start with the middle one. I find this the easiest way to do this. Start with the middle one, and then I can add the other two, top and bottom, of this one. And so this first one says thinking of you, and I also don't think I die cut them very straight, because they're a little wonky on the actual strip. But anyway, that hot foil set will hot foil a whole bunch of sentiments, and then you have one die that will cut them all out at the same time, which is clever, very clever. But I think the other genius thing that I thought was pretty good on my part is that what you could do is you could also just use the die to die cut a whole bunch of these strips out, and then you've got little sentiment strips ready to go. So you could just die cut them in a bunch of different colors, and then you could use your ink to heat emboss on it, or just stamp in a whatever color ink, instead of hot foiling them. So you could use the your other stamps and that in your stash instead. So there you go, guys. That's the card today. Says, hello friend, thinking of you, feel better soon. So I think we all need a card like this every now and again when you want to send it to a friend who's maybe not feeling themselves. But I think this is very pretty. It's very easy to do once you've done your hot foiling. It's so simple. It's not a difficult card to do, and I think you can all do that. So thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time, guys. Bye for now.